as we get to pages 142 and 143, there's actually a section called Misperceptions of the Jedi, and they say they don't do much to burnish the Order's reputation. Bore, set, there's something there. I'm just going to keep going. I just want to finish this thing. We're on part 8 already. They say the Jedi are sorcerers, as if this is a misperception. Obviously, it's true. This is popular among some religious sects, right? Kind of a subtle reference to Christianity and Islam and so on. They say that there's a real demonstrable phenomenon, not a twist of forbidden magic in the Jedi Order. Okay. Of course, it is a twist of magic, right? Illusion and big time. The next, they say the Jedis. Okay. Then they claim that the Jedis are the agents of life itself, right? Basically, they're helping the government control and the corporations control life and death to some degree. Okay, they're Satanists. Luciferians more, specifically. Of course, the Jedi's also white supremacists. Okay, you go back to Coruscant, right? Cor is kin. The T is the feminine suffix. Okay, they're racist, they're tribalists, they're ethnocentrics, and they try to play it off like the liberals or something. If you don't think that pale-skinned peoples, white-skinned peoples, okay, I'm not racist, remember, control the Democratic Party, you're living under a rock, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay, I suggest you start doing martial art exercises to help you focus. Anyway, so the Jedi are kidnappers. They have the legal authority to take custody of Force sensitives. That's how they respond to that. You see how it's retarded, right? They're like saying these are misconceptions or misperceptions, but they're actually true. They kidnap people because they have the legal authority. The government said you have the legal authority to kidnap kids and plug them in the butt. Does that mean it's not kidnapping anymore? And people are so out of their minds, So this is made for the insightful observer to say, hey, this is what it is. Okay? And obviously, they're pedophiles. Now, I don't have any solid proof that certain groups that you might assume I am suggesting are involved. Okay, whether you're right or not, to assume that. But yes, there are different societies in society that plug people, and they have legitimate power, and pretty much everyone is helping them out. If somebody had a role-playing, gig on, a little activity going, okay, and they say you dress up as the butler, you dress up as a cop, and of course, police outfits are popular among people who are sexually immoral doing role-playing, right? Certain outfits are popular. Fantasy outfits, anime outfits, police outfits. Dress up like a schoolgirl. Put it together, right? Put it together, what the popular outfits are suggesting. Basically, everybody in society is helping them create their illusion so they can then rape little kids, okay? It's disgusting. And even if you resist uncontrolled to a certain degree, you're helping them. They feed off the resistance that I'm doing. But at least I go out of my way to highlight what it is and to tell you what actually needs to be done. And no, I don't feel the need to spell that out for you right now. Okay. It says the Force presence in a child indicates consent. Some Jedi Masters claim. You see how consent? Oh, there's a Force presence in you. If you read between the lines, he's actually talking about you being attractive to a bunch of pedophiles indicates consent. You're sent, right? And we could talk about mating and different animals, and I think they're called pheromones or whatever they give off, There's no excuse for this kind of nonsense. And I made videos about consensual, con the senses, right? In a society that says faith and reason at best in its Christian form, okay? And in this other form, it's just follow the experts. Don't listen to yourself, follow the experts. Don't rely on yourself, right? This is a recurring theme. And it's spreading around the world. It's pretty much all over the world by now. Okay? So, there is no true consent. Nobody really consents to anything in society. Okay? And if you start to insist on the truth and you hone your senses like I do, right? They blind you. They drug you. They force you on psych meds. Okay? And this is on record. Mood stabilizers, okay? Antipsychotics is what they try to force people on. And yes, even though what I'm saying, there's no viable counter argument. There's just oversimplifying. Oh, he thinks Star Wars is some kind of manual for the New World Order. It's fucking stupid not to see that it is based on reality. That's why they have a book called The Military Science of Star Wars. Almost exactly that. That might even be the exact name. Okay, it's based on science, just like this society is. You're a fucking idiot if you don't see it that way. I'm not saying every sci-fi movie, you know, is basically what they're doing. No, you have to read between the lines and extract the parallel, the metaphor. Star Wars is a metaphor using science more often than not, and real scientific concepts and physics and so on, you know, for what is going on in society. And you have to look at the newspapers, articles there's little hints all over the place. It's hidden in plain view, okay? And yes, martial arts societies are pedophiles. Yes, they're training people to put up with society's L's and to think in terms of mainstream society or Buddhist don't do anything about it type of mentalities. Okay? Yes, that's how it is. Name one martial arts school that doesn't do that. Okay. And of course, that's why I don't have my own society, even though I'm the top martial artist, right? Why don't they fall in line? Okay. The Jedis are brainwashers, and they cite the Jedi mind trick, and they say the Jedis are responsible for mass hypnosis and mind control. We see in the movie where, you know, Obi-Wan, one of the first 3 movies, where he goes into or one of the ones with Anakin, you know, where he says, you don't want to do those drugs anymore. You want to go home and change your life. He does little Jedi mind tricks, and anyone who's seen the movie knows that I'm right. Now, they're responsible for mass hypnosis and mass mind control. Have you ever seen people dress up like Star Wars motherfuckers, acting weird? Let's see. One way or another, whether it's intentional or not, to be diplomatic, a lot, you know, millions of Americans alone are brainwashed to think of themselves in a Star Wars kind of way. Some of them dress up and say, I have the Force, and start acting like weirdos. There's actually, if you look it up, a Star Wars religion that is popular here in America. Okay? And elsewhere, and abroad. Yes, they're brainwashers. Yes, they're guilty of all this. The Jedi are elitists, is another claim. Are they in some secret society of elite pedophile Hollywood pluggers, right? Are these the guys who came up with the script for the movie? You know? Is George Lucas witch? I'm not necessarily saying George Lucas is a pedophile or not, okay? But I'm saying that one could assume, for whatever reason, that perhaps the evidence draws suspicion on him. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Good. I don't know. I don't know if he plugs kids. Somewhere, somehow, someone does, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying necessarily the Masons plug kids. Somewhere, somehow, someone does. Okay? To be specific, you know, for legality, the sake of legality, we'll say. Anyway, the Jedi, okay, moving on. They say the midi-chlorians equated with genetic superiority, you know, are the midi-chlorians in Star Wars, equated by a bunch of ethnocentrists in the elite, whoever they may be, the big 3, you know, to say that their Eurasian kind of bloodline, which white Jews have too as well, okay, Ashkenazi, Sephardim, and so on, okay, means that they're superior. Does the Illuminati come from Germany? Who was Hitler? You know, what is ethnocentrism? Are anthropologists basically eugenicists butt buddies? Our psychologists, our historians. Yes, 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 yes. Okay? My goodness. If you need that explained, boy, you need to just look up eugenics in the first place and do your research, okay? One good book to read is this book by a Harvard lawyer. He graduated of Harvard Law School. He was president of Volume 100 of the Harvard Law Review. Okay? Yes, society is run by eugenicists. And yes, they're racist as fuck. They are social Darwinists, scientific racists. They are inferior forms of life. I have studied them for many years as somebody who actually has obstacles, unlike some white privileged old money piece of shit and their allies, whoever they may be. Okay? I am superior. They are unnatural, rig the system to look good type bitches. Period. Moving on. Anyway, moving on. Okay, they basically say that the Force chooses to manifest itself through symbiosis in our cells. The Force can call on anyone, thus the very definition of egalitarian. That's so touching. So Anakin Skywalker has no relation to Luke or Leia, right? Not related. They're not royal family. They're not important to the Star Wars series at all. Okay, thanks. Thanks for clarifying that for me. All right, egalitarian is wordplay. Aryan. Okay. No I, Ra, L, ego. Okay. There's all kinds of little wordplay that, you use my formula, you'll get out there. Okay. The history of the Sith, res telequist, okay. The Sith has a code, okay. They say, we'll get to that in a moment. They say the dark side is selfish, impulsive energy when you have not put yourself at peace. You see how they're trying to force people to all be Buddhists, and there's a Buddhist perspective on mental health? Now, Buddhists might think I'm treating them unfairly, but think about it. If you're trying to enforce everybody with your new, you're trying to subtly spread your New World Order religion while pretending that you're a non-combatant in politics and otherwise, right? And it's basically working. And pedophiles are plugging all the time. The world's getting worse all the time. There's 60 million preventable deaths, and you're basically saying save the earth instead of save the people. I see you guys with your vegan, your be vegan, create peace kind of bumper stickers, okay? Yes, I'm an idiot if I don't call you out every time it comes up. Anyway, the set of beliefs influenced by necrotic magic of alien species, right? Now, that reminds me of the word necromance, okay? But I'm not quite sure there's a strong connection. There could be. There is some evidence. We look at the Jedi code versus the Sith code. The Sith code is actually more true, and this is part of the confusion, right? It says, peace is a lie, there is only passion. Let's think about this. Let's look at nature, for example. Is there peace in nature? Is nature's natural state peace, or is there passion? Some people have a passion to do the right thing. Some people have a passion to do the wrong thing. They're basically telling the truth, but from a selfish perspective instead of from the perspective of the divine order. Their code is actually correct. The Jedi code is actually wrong, no matter how you apply it. And the Sith code has to be applied in the divine order. Okay. So peace is a lie, there's only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. When you fill up with righteous indignation, do you gain strength? Through through strength, I gain power. Does that make you powerful in a sense? Through power, I gain victory. Can that bring victory? Through victory, my chains are broken. Can that bring freedom? The Force shall set me free, right? Really, that's where they're a little bit wrong. The spirit of Ra will set you free. Okay, the Sith originate on Korriban. Okay, Kor I Ban, Kor Ra Ban. Okay, they say they have selfish, quick, and easy power gains. Red synthetic crystals that overpower red Jedi lightsabers are at the core of their philosophy, or excuse me, their lightsaber. Okay. They talk about the Second Great Schism and the Final War. The 100 Years Darkness involved the alchemical creation of monsters. The surviving Darksiders were banished with lightsabers to their back. And the exiled Jedi found them and became the Lords. Okay. So basically the Sith were a race of people, and when high-ranking Jedis were exiled, they became the Sith Lords, and they eventually interbred and intermarried with them. Okay. They merged their culture with their sacrificial rituals of the Korriban natives. Bane chose one Sith Ari. Okay, Bane chosen one kind of prophecy, the Sith Ari, which they later on say the Jedi is, the Emperor is the Sith Ari. They create monsters at this point. On 2,000 years after exile, they invade the Republic, Kirek, and Coruscant. The Jedi won. All right, I'll leave it there.